If you've started meditating on a regular basis, or you've been considering starting a meditation practice, then you've probably been wondering how long to meditate for. In today's lesson, I'm going to be covering just how long a meditation session should last, and then I'm going to give you the steps needed to increase the length of your meditation sessions over time. By the end of this video, you'll have a concrete plan for how to go from short sessions to being able to comfortably sit for long meditation sessions every single day. As always, I'd like to remind you that this video is part of an ongoing series, a free course that I'm putting out on my channel, so do be sure to check out the earlier episodes. You can find them in a playlist titled Meditation, a Complete Series on my channel. So let's get into it then. How long should you meditate? Well, the thing is, longer sessions are always better. 10 minutes is better than 5 minutes. 20 minutes is better than 10 minutes. An hour is better than half an hour, and 3 hours is better than that. You get the idea. The more time that you spend meditating, the more you're able to settle into any given session, and the more likely you are to make some progress and find stillness. There is very little limit to this, you can go for 5-hour sessions, 10-hour sessions, you can meditate for an entire day, and it will be better than if you meditated for less than that. Still, there is something to keep in mind, and that is that consistency is more important than length. It is far better to meditate for 5 minutes every day than to meditate once every week or two for half an hour. You really need to be meditating daily to see continued progress, and so it's no use meditating for unrealistic lengths of time that aren't sustainable in the long run, when you could instead meditate a little bit shorter but every single day. Which leaves me with a question: how long is enough? We want to meditate every day, but how long should each session be at a minimum? Well, I think that for continued results in the long term, sessions should really be at least 20 to 30 minutes long. Now, this is something that I've mentioned in an earlier video. In my video about warming up, I said that it can sometimes take as long as 15 to 20 minutes for your mind to really settle down and engage with the task of meditation. Your thoughts can be all over the place, and you can find yourself just too distracted to really get into the meditation session. This is why warming up can help beforehand. But the thing is, if you only give yourself 10 minutes to meditate, you might spend the entire time distracted and never get anywhere. So I think everyone should have the goal of sitting down for at least 20 minutes a day to meditate, and longer if you can fit it into your schedule. Now, with that said, that doesn't mean that you have to start with long sessions. It's easiest to start short and manageable and work up to 20 to 30 plus minute sessions over time. As I said, consistency is more important than length, and there's no greater threat to you developing a consistent practice than trying to take on too much all at once. It's all well and good to tell yourself, I'm going to meditate for an hour every day, and you might do well doing that for the first week when you're highly motivated and when you're excited to do that. And then the second week it might get a little bit harder, and so on, and eventually you might hit a point where you just realise that you can't meditate for that long every day and you stop meditating entirely. That's no good then, is it? Even 5 minutes a day is going to be better than giving up on meditation completely. Incidentally, I think that's a good place to start. If you're unsure how long to meditate your first time, I suggest starting with 5 minutes and gradually working up to 20 to 30 plus minutes over time. So let's discuss how you can do that. I'm going to give you a simple plan that you can use to go from 5 minutes to 30 minutes a day or more. What I want you to do is to start off by picking a time each day to meditate. It could be when you get home from work or school, it could be first thing in the morning when you wake up, it could be right before bed. Now, if you're unsure, I would actually recommend first thing in the morning for most people, even if it means that you need to get up a bit earlier just to make time for meditation so you're not late for work or school. It's good to get it out of the way first thing in the morning, because not only do you get it out of the way so you're less likely to, convince yourself out of doing it, but also after you've meditated, you're going to be more clear-headed and present throughout the day, and so you're going to have a better day overall, so it's a great way to start the day. That said, you don't have to pick the morning. You can meditate in the evening, you can meditate at night, you can meditate in the middle of the day, but I do suggest picking a time each day when you'll meditate and more or less sticking to that each day. It doesn't have to be an exact time, it doesn't have to be 4 PM or 5:25. Just, try to meditate at roughly the same time each day, and then it will be easier to make it a habit. And don't worry if you can't stick to the same times each day, that is fine too. It's just a little bit easier if you can when you're starting out. Step 2, what I want you to do is, starting on a Monday, meditate for 5 minutes using an alarm. So take an alarm, set it to go off in 5 minutes and start meditating. When the alarm goes off, you stop meditating. Even if you feel like meditating a bit longer, don't worry about it. On your first day, you're just going to meditate for 5 minutes. Now on Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to do the exact same thing, nothing different. You're going to meditate with the alarm for 5 minutes and then you're going to stop and you're done. Now on Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, I want you to add a minute each day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you've meditated for 5 minutes. Now on Thursday, you're going to do 6. On Friday, you're going to do 7. On Saturday, you're going to do 8. And on Sunday, you're going to do 9. And this leaves us on a nice number because we can add one more minute on Monday and be at 10 minutes for the first day of the second week. So we started off with 5 and we've added 5 minutes over the course of a week. Like last week, you want to meditate for the same length of time on Tuesday and Wednesday. So you start off the second week on Monday with 10 minutes, Tuesday 10 minutes and Wednesday 10 minutes. And you can probably guess what's going to happen the rest of the week. Again, on Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, and on the next Monday, you're going to add a minute each day. So on Thursday, you're going to go for 11 minutes, Friday 12, Saturday 13, Sunday 14, and then finally on Monday of the third week, you're going to be meditating for 15 minutes. Now you repeat the whole process again. On Monday you're doing 15, Tuesday 15 again, Wednesday 15 again, Thursday 16, Friday 17, Saturday 18, Sunday 19, and then you start the next week on 20 minutes. I think you get the idea at this point. Now there are many other ways to increase your meditation session length over time, but I like to use this simple approach, where for a few days you meditate the same length of time, and then for a few days you add a minute a day. Doing it this way, you can add 5 minutes to the length of your meditation sessions each week, until you reach a length of time that you're happy with, whether this be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or even longer. Simply repeat this process as many times as necessary to get to the length of time that you want to meditate for, and then you can just continue to meditate for that same length of time every day from there on. In the future, if you again feel like increasing the length of your meditation sessions, you can just do this process from where you are now and add 5 minutes each week using these same steps. The great thing about this approach is that it makes it feel almost as if you're not adding any time each day, because for 3 days each week you're meditating for exactly the same length of time each day, and then when you are adding time it's only a minute a day, so it almost feels identical to the previous session. Now you could do this faster if you wanted, you could speed up the process, but I find that a slow gradual increase is more likely to lead to you sticking with the habit. Building up to 20 to 30 plus minute sessions slowly is going to mean that those sessions aren't going to feel quite so long. Whereas if you rush into those longer sessions, it's going to be a bigger jump and the sessions will feel long. And if they feel long, it's going to be more difficult and it's going to be less sustainable. So as the old saying goes, slow and steady wins the race. And with meditation, I really do believe that's the case here. Now I'm curious how many of you are still following the lesson along at this point, so I have a question for those of you who are. What's your favourite time of day to meditate? If you're already meditating, what time of day do you meditate? And if you're not meditating yet, do you have a time in mind? Are you planning to do it in the morning, in the evening? Let me know down in the comments. And as I mentioned earlier, be sure to check out the other videos in this course in the playlist titled Meditation A Complete Series. There are also going to be future videos, so make sure you subscribe and enable notifications to stay up to date with those. Now if you're interested in meditation and in self-improvement and becoming your best self, then I want to let you know about Hard is the New Easy. Hard is the New Easy is my challenging practical self-improvement course. Since there's so much in the course, I feel like if I actually went on to talk about it now, then this video would end up being about 20 minutes or longer. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of information on screen about some of the stuff that you can find in the course. So all you have to do is pause the video right now, read through it, and you can find out what's in there. And if you're interested and you actually want to get your hands on the course, then you can get it at gum.co/hitne. That's gum.co/hitne. Before we go, make sure you subscribe, but more importantly, hit that bell icon and enable all notifications, because recently YouTube is not showing many of my subscribers my new videos. So if you want to actually take matters into your own hand, enable notifications, and that way you'll be sure to stay up to date when they come out. If you want to keep watching my videos right now, then check out one of the ones that's on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care.